today's video is a review of The Bachelorette, season 18, episode 1 and 2. Now let's get into it. So basically, I've merged these two episodes because it was the first two episodes I've seen. I watched them like back to back, and also the first episode was genuinely just meeting the guys. So I didn't just want to dedicate an entire video to that. But I sat writing forever. And it wasn't until I was writing, I was just like, why do they even bring 30 eligible bachelors or bachelorettes on these shows? Like, 30 people. And she kisses all of them. I'm like, ugh, whatever. But you know what? Let's get into it. So, the season opened with Michelle Young. So, I don't remember how old Michelle is, but Michelle Young was a young lady that was on The Bachelor last year, and she was a strong contender to be with Matt. I think his name was Matt. I can't remember what his name was, but he ended up picking Rachel, the girl that the whole scandal came out about, you know, white people doing what white people do. Yeah, and that whole saga. So like Michelle was the Bachelorette, or is the Bachelorette now, and you know the scene, the episode 1 opened up with her with some of the guys, but then eventually with her parents. And you know, her parents are cute. Her mom is white, Michelle is biracial, so her mom is white, her dad is black. Their relationship is adorable. It is so cute, and you can tell that she has that close-knit relationship with her parents and everything. She looks like her dad. She's a daddy's girl. It's really nice. It's a very good relationship, and I was like, okay, I love them. I loved her and her parents when they were on The Bachelor, and I love them still now. So we're gonna talk about it. So she pulls up to the mansion. I think it was a mansion, and she is in like this green glitter type dress. It looks so good. I actually forgot how she will. I forgot how narrow. It's probably not the word. I forgot how thin she was, and she's not like a curvaceous type of person. And I don't mean curvaceous in terms of like thickness. I just mean like she doesn't have that like very feminine silhouette, and I forgot that when I saw it. I was like, girl, what is wrong? Like, what is wrong? But you know, she did play basketball for like a very large part of her life, so it might just be the exercise. I have no idea. But I was just like, yeah, babes, get it together. Anyways, the episode opens up with, not opens up, but the first guy to meet Michelle was Nate. I literally had to write down Nate's name because when he introduced himself, I was just like, that's the pride. I loved it. It was everything. It made me so happy. I was just like, I love it. Because I watched episode 2 first. I know, I'm backwards. I watched episode 2 first, and then I was like, okay, let me watch episode 1, and then I'll see. Maybe if I should do a review on this weekly. So I watched it, and he came out and he was like, my name is Babatunde Obefomi Robert Nathaniel Oyokoya or something like that. And I was just like, but people call me Nate. And I was just like, you know what, dude, you set the tone for me. Like, for me, that is something that I would respect. Like, I like people that are true to their culture and who they are, and then native language and stuff like that. Like, be prideful in who you are and what you are. Unless you're an asshole. But I like stuff like that. So when he came out with the Babatunde and stuff like that, I was just like, you know what, I like that. He's mixed race, but dude understands his roots. Loved it. Loved it. There was also, so I'm just gonna go through randomly in no real particular order, all the men that were there. So Nate is 27. He's a sales exec, and I think he was from Texas. He's probably the only person I remember. He was from Texas. I don't really remember where I left off, but we're gonna just go with it. So there was Chris, who's 28, a commodity broker. He's white, And he's the guy that came in on the bus. It was so weird. He came in on a school bus in some shorts. That was very odd. I did have a bit of a cackle though, because what is that? Then there was Joe, who's 28. He's a real estate developer. He's biracial. His mom is white. His dad is black. And he also played basketball. And he is also from Minnesota or wherever she's from. Minnesota? I think it's Minnesota. But we do not know. Nor do we care. But they're from the same place. They both played ball. They both were like awarded for being the best ball players or something like that in their state. So that's cool. Joe looks very what's the word? Timid. And that's kind of odd because and it just might be his face, but they look mad. He looks mad timid, and I don't really like that. I'm not here for it. Then there was Clayton, and I don't know if Clayton was the one that had like a very strong jawline, and I was just like, why your jawline so strong? But he's 28 as well. He's in medical sales. He's white. I don't remember anything else about him. There was Brandon J, who was a travel nurse. Oh my gosh, he's Latin. And I nicknamed him Babyface because he looks like a child. He looks like a child, and I didn't understand why they would allow somebody on the show like that. But he looks like a child, but he seems like he's really cute based on watching episode 2. He seems like he's really nice, and she does like him. And then there was Chris G, the motivational speaker from Canada. He was white. First of all, these producers of these types of shows are so petty. Why did a motivational speaker have this type of music that really made you feel like you needed to listen? I was just like, guys, introduce him and let's move on. Then there was Spencer. Oh, Spencer was black, and I was wondering who named him Spencer. Who named him Spencer? But he was really young. He's 25. He's a financial crime analyst. And in episode 2, he said that he had a son, and I was just like, you're 25. Why? Okay, cool. Then there was Ryan. He was 30. He in the episode, he was on like a tractor on a farm or something. He's an environmental consultant. And did I say he was 30? He's 30. I nicknamed him the guy with good hair. But guys, he didn't make it past episode 1. Because let me tell you, the co-hosts went into the guys' rooms and they found a paper of strategy on this dude. He was just like, how to get a good edit, how to do this, how to do that. And I was like, sir, when you have things like that, you don't have a laptop? Or do they take their phones away? Or those type of things. Well, pack it in. You know when suitcases have that little pocket? It's not just in the open. He had it out in the open. I was just like, like, that's creepy. Then there was Romeo, who was 30. He's a mathematician. He was Latin. He came up with the Espanol, like te amor, me gusta, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, bienvenidos, Romeo, bienvenidos. I loved it. It was cute. She liked it. It was nice. And then there was Jack, who was the army officer. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I don't mess with people that have been in the army. I think those people are weird. And I think they're rigid. And I think they have that tiki boom boom that exists. And they're strong. So there's no win in this. So, but former army guy, he's white, he's 30. He looks tiny as well. He looks like he was really short. And she's like really tall. So I don't know how that was going to work. Then there's Jamie. I do not like Jamie. Like I said, I watched episode 2 first. Saw Jamie. Did not like him. I watched episode 1 after. Still saw Jamie. Did not like him. He's a biotech CEO. He's 30. No, he's 32. And he seems to be mixed race as well. So like this bachelor cohort or bachelorette cohort seem to be very like multi-ethnic, which is, I guess, cute or whatever. So there was, I don't know how to say this guy's name because it's spelled in a very feminine way, and it's Malik. But he's 36. He's an academic administrator. He's black. I'm indifferent to him. Something about him just doesn't really scream you're interesting, really. So we move on. And there's Alec. Alec is an engineer. He's white. You know, engineers are cool, so that's fine. There was Will. He's 28 and he's an academic interventionist or something like that. He's also Spanish, well, Latin, I guess. He did speak some Espanol, you know, and that was cute. Then there was Pardeep. Pardeep is Asian Indian. He's 30 and he is a neuroscientist. He looked timid as well. I didn't like that. Like, Then there was Olu. He's an IT analyst, and I'm sorry to cackle. He is black, but he has like cross eyes. So sometimes when he's looking at you, it looks like he's really like looking elsewhere. So okay. Then there was Garrett. I don't remember what Garrett did, but I remember Garrett. Garrett came in with a stick. Garrett was limping, and the co-host was just like, she's not sure if he's actually hurt himself or it's just supposed to be part of his swag. Lol, lol, lol. Then there was Casey, who's 36. He's an advertising director. I think he was white. I don't remember anything special about him. There was Brandon K, who was a brand manager. He was white as well. There was LT, who's 38. He's a yoga guru. He's a yoga guru. And he came out in Spanx. So his balls was just ballsing. And I was just like, okay. He literally had on his jacket and his shirt and his balls was just ballsing. I was just like, okay, that is weird. I know that you're supposed to like do things that are supposed to make you like stand out and stuff like that, but he was doing too much. Then there was Rick. No, have I said Rick before? So 2 people in medical sales. No, I don't know if I wrote this down correctly, but Rick was 32. Oh, I remember Rick. Rick was a guy that came up with his head on lettuce. So he had this lady wheel him in and his head was sticking out through the table and he had like the food covering thing. And I thought that was creepy. Rick reminds me of the guy that plays the guy that plays You, the Netflix series. Like, he seems like he'll be that creepy guy, but at the same time, because I watched episode 2 first, I like Rick. Rick seems like he is the corniest, cheesiest guy, and I feel Rick would be a cool person to date. Oh, I guess she's trying to get married. I don't even know what she's doing, but whatever she's trying to do, I think Rick is that attentive type of person. Maybe too attentive if you ask me. We don't know. But I think he was nice. Like, he made me laugh in episode 2, and in episode 1 I was screaming, cackling, because I'm just like, why is his head? Why is this his why is this his entrance? I was so confused, but it was funny. And there was Rodney. Rodney was the guy that came out dressed like a red apple. Literally a red apple. He is, do not remember his age. He is mixed race. Rick was white, if I didn't say. But Rodney was mixed race, or looks mixed race at least. He came out dressed like a red apple and called it Granny Smith. So you're either a Fiji or a Gala apple. Granny Smiths are green. I was dying. I was just like, he doesn't know what apple he is. And he came out as an apple. Well, Then there was Peter. I do not like Peter. And I guess I don't like Peter because I did watch episode 2 first. But then again, no, scrap that. I don't like Peter. I also watched episode 1. And when Peter came out screaming and flinging dough, literally, he came out with a pizza dough and flung it. I didn't like that. And he's 26. He's loud. He's Italian. I didn't like his demeanor. I didn't like that. So, he thinks it's cool that he owns a pizza place. I just think he was just really loud and not he's not for everyone's palate. I didn't like him. Then there was Daniel. Oh, God bless Daniel. Daniel is 26. He's mixed race. He's a firefighter. Daniel came out on one of those like power operated things that you put kids in, like the toy trucks, as a fire truck, and he was literally like pulling himself forward with his legs. Waste of time, because the person that came out after him, who is called PJ, and he was 30, He is also a firefighter, and he was black. He came with a full fire truck. Is that what you call those things? A fire truck. He came out with a full fire truck, and I was just like, you know what? It is so hilarious that they've put their lineup like that, because I know they did it intentionally. But to be fair, if I was a producer, I would have done it intentionally. And I was dying. The look on his face, he was just like, so this is another firefighter. He was so embarrassed because he came in on a toy truck. This dude came in a real truck, making noise with the flashing lights. Amazing. Then it was Brian. Brian was a NFL player. He's 31. He's white. He looked like he had too much trauma already to the head. And you know, NFL players typically go through a lot of like head trauma. Something was off about him, so I was like, nope. Then there was Jamari, who is a personal trainer. He's 26. He ripped I think he was the guy that ripped his sleeves off his jacket. Not cute. Not cute at all. Then there was Edward. Edward was a wellness coach. He's white. He's 27. He came out with the sound bowl and doing the like sound cleansing, telling her to breathe or something. I'm just like, no. Edward reminds me of, anyways, what I want to say I should not say. So Edward's a no. Then there was Leroy, and I want to know who named him Leroy. Anyone? Has anyone seen that like Trinidadian skit of Leroy the pastor? Leroy. But yeah, when they said Leroy, I did cackle a bit and I was like, Leroy. But he was a biomedical student. He's black. Nice dark skin, actually. Like, he had really, really good skin. I was surprised. Like, really, really good skin. And then there's Martin. I think he was white and he was 29. And he's also a personal trainer. I don't remember anything significant about him at all. But those are I guess, the bachelors for the Bachelorette. And they're all vying for her time, her attention, and her love. And at the end of the night, she has the rose ceremony. And I think everyone, if I followed well, because they really just be moving really quickly when they're giving out these roses. And I don't know who really got a rose, but if I followed well, Ryan didn't get a rose. And Ryan was, who was Ryan? Oh, Ryan was the guy that had the strategy. And that was creepy. So I'm assuming they was just like, nah, he needs to go. They probably told her, like, you know what, send him home because we don't know what he's up to. We don't know his true intentions, because he had like a whole thesis on how to win her heart and how to get a good edit on TV, and that's not what we're here for. So Ryan went home. Garrett went home. Garrett was the Asian guy that was limping. I thought he looked cute, and you know what? He's a tech CEO. Where would she have gone wrong? He was good looking, but whatever. There was Brandon J, and I don't remember what Brandon J did. No, there wasn't Brandon J. Brandon J stayed. I remember. Brandon J got a rose, so he didn't go home. So Ryan went home. Garrett went home. I think Brandon K went home. Jamari, the PT, went home. Brian, the NFL player, went home, and Edward, the wellness coach, went home. And then we went into episode 2. So episode 2, this is where they then got the card for first dates. So in first dates, you know, the date card is like a list of names, and you're hoping to be on that list of names. And the names that were called up was Brandon J, Romeo, PJ, Rick, Will, Olumide, Casey, Danny, LT, and Peter. They all went to, what did they do again? Oh, they went on their first date, and it was like a teacher theme, right? So they went and they met her students, her 5th grade students, because she is a teacher. She teaches the 5th grade. And honestly, I liked the play on this, because, you know, are you smarter than a 5th grader? I thought it was cute to see the students being the ones that are testing the adults. So that was cute. So they went through a phase of math. Some of these men can't count, or multiply, should I say, because it was like 2021 times 18 and then a few more questions. Some of them can't math. Then there was science experiments to test chemistry. Basically, create an explosion from what kind was that, a beaker? What is the, the science object, the science glass that does this? The funnel type looking glass. Basically, they were supposed to create an explosion that goes from the ground up. And let me tell you, the only person that could not do it was Peter, because he was just talking, whispering, oh, Michelle. And I was like, Peter, shut up, man. But he didn't do it because he can't follow instructions, and also because he doesn't listen. And he just talks too much. I don't like Peter. Like, they need to get him off the show, but I just know that they're going to keep him for a while because he's one of those explosive people that is going to garner drama and attention for the show. But you know what? It's all about numbers, so be cool. They played musical chairs. Peter still can't play musical chairs. He's fighting people. It's just, it's so interesting, the difference between the way the bachelorettes from the Bachelor act, whereas now that we have men vying for a woman's attention, they're really ready to cut each other's throat. I don't get it. Well, I mean, I get it, but it ain't look that good all the time. And then it did spelling. And the last word that they tried to spell was narcissist. And Will puts up Peter's name. And let me tell you, Peter was pissed. He was pissed. And I was just like, ooh, it's getting good. So I don't remember who got the rose after this. I think it was Brandon. I think it was Brandon J. He got the rose, the babyface one. So that was nice. But they did go to dinner after. And Rick had the best introduction to the date thing. And I don't know why she didn't give him the rose, because I thought he was sweet. Like, Rick is actually sweet. He's scary because he might be the dude outside your window looking in. But he's so cute. Like, he really is. Like, he wrote like a passage and left like words out that were describing what they're doing, how they feel, and she then had to fill those words in. And I thought that was the most adorable thing ever, because that is so thoughtful. It is cheesy, but it's so thoughtful, and it's a good cheesy. It's not one of those cheesy that make you cringe. It's just like, oh, this is really sweet. Because sometimes corny works. Like, corny is good. Then we go on to the one-on-one date, and Jamie got the one-on-one date. Remember, I don't like Jamie. So Jamie goes off on a date. They went climbing. He spoke about his past and his mom's like mental health and her battle and how she succumbed to, her mental health basically. And I did feel sorry for him. Like, that is so emotional as a child to have to go through and be responsible for your parent that way. But I still don't like him. I could feel sorry for him and still don't like him. I would like him to go home. He should go home, because even when he was invited to a date, he wasn't really like grateful or like excited. He was just like, oh, I just need to see if she's a fit for me. Sir, why are you on the show? She needs to see if you're a fit for her, not the other way around. He's acting as if this is his show. No, this is her show. Like, go home. Then there was a date with and then in another scene we see that Joe, the basketball player, he loses his coach, and his mom is on the phone telling him, like, the coach has passed, blah blah blah, or la la la. And then he's like really sad, he's crying, whatever. So all the other men not chosen have to turn up to play basketball, and they turn up to play basketball. She's explaining it to them, and then she calls some of her friends, which was two women NBA players. Joe was on, like, I think the red team. The blue team won, but Joe was the MVP player. Now, this then caused a rumor in the guys, and men be like, women talk a lot, but men gossip just as much. Like, I swear to you. And then that Jamie is a little macho man, and if you're from the islands, you know what macho man is. So he goes and he tells Michelle that people are talking about her, and people are talking about, oh, she knowing Joe, and trying to see why she's here, and did everyone start on the same, did everyone start on the same level? And she's crying, and I was like, girl, why is you crying? Like, what? Why are you crying? Even if they feel that, like, why are you crying? But anyway, she's crying, and then she came out to give her reason to behind her emotions and all of that. And she was just like, when I'm out to dinner, oh, because he said, my friend saw you with another man before we came to the show, and he was bald and light skinned. So she came out to say, you know what, as a black woman, when I'm with other black males, people just assume we're a couple, but if I'm out with a white male, no one thinks anything. And I was just like, woo, to bring in the race card. Like, sis, what's going on? Like, I didn't see that going there. I didn't see the explanation of being that, but that's what she said. So I was like, okay, cool, sis. If you like it, I love it. And then she does the rose ceremony, and she keeps, well, Jamie already had a rose because they went on the one-on-one date together, but she let some of the other guys go. And I was just like, if only she could really reclaim that rose from Jamie, because he needs to go home. He was the one that spread the rumors. So now all the guys are just like, also, who told her this? Because she canceled the brunch or the ballroom dinner, whatever they call it. And they were all wondering, well, who went and told her this to make her believe that we're actually talking about that? Because most of the guys didn't know anything about it. Jamie was the only one talking about, oh, I just need to be sure. What do you need to be sure about? Go home. If you're so unsure, go home. But nonetheless, she did eventually have the rose giving ceremony, and she gave out roses. And I remember that Pardeep, the Indian guy, went home. I think Daniel, the firefighter, went home. And I think PJ, both firefighters went home. But I think it was 4 guys. So I do not remember. I remember PJ being pissed. And I was just like, your attitude stinks. And if this is your attitude after being there 1 week, there was a problem. He didn't want to hug her properly. He just walked away so angrily. And I was just like, yeah, I'm glad she sent you home, because you have an attitude for 0 reasons. But anyways, guys, this is my review. I'm hoping that Michelle doesn't just, because she keeps crying and being very emotional, and I'm trying to figure out, like, are the producers telling her that this is how she's supposed to act? Because she's just crying, and I'm just like, please stop crying. Like, I understand that you're probably overwhelmed, but this cry business, it don't look good. So nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. I will see you in the next video. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. And I'll see you when I see you. I will be posting more videos, so stay tuned. Bye.